Hi, this is Steve Powell with Delta Systems, and I wanted to spend a few minutes with you and tell you all about Delta Systems. How this is going to go is I want to give you a little history about Delta, and then I want to share some of our expertise, and then I'm going to go into some specific clients and show you some screens of specific client systems we've worked on, and that'll be it. If you have any questions or comments, please give us a call and don't hesitate to ask and see how we can work together. So, a little history of Delta Systems. Delta was founded in 1986 by Devin Benish as a training company. She trained people on getting them off of typewriters and onto computers at some larger corporations in Columbia, Missouri. As she did that, people would say, "Oh, well, thanks for helping me get on the computer here. Hey, can you help us with network support and get these computers networked together?" And she said, "Yeah, sure, let's. I could do that." So she hired an individual to help her with that. That individual, Al, is still with us today, 26 years later here. And then that grew into, okay, well, now we've got the computers working and they're all talking to each other. Can you help us with training in Microsoft Excel and Word and things like that? And then she trained people into Microsoft Access, and in doing so, was able to said the people then backed off and said, "Well, look, this seems kind of complicated on how to build a system in Access. Can you guys just build it for us, and then we will just use the application?" And she said, "Well, sure." And so she added some members to her staff to actually help with the development. I took over the company in 2005. I've been with the company since 2002, and have grown the company. And now we do 85% development and 15% of that network support here locally in the Central Missouri region. But like I said, vast majority of what we do is development for companies all around the country. 800 companies served. We're adding a new company every other week or so. Devin trained thousands of individuals throughout Columbia, Missouri, but I think we're starting to get more of a national name to us as more and more people find out about us. So basically, what we've done is I've grown the company into a full suite of in-house development talent, and so we've got an on-staff developers, on-staff designers. We were experts in several different technologies, web technologies, and as well as embedded EXE development and all of that. But basically, what we build is tracking systems. We're the brains behind a lot of the pretty sites you see out there. So like I said, we're in Columbia, Missouri. In the past couple of years, we've actually expanded. We now have 16 employees across 5 states, and we work with about a dozen subcontractors as well. That is other subcontractors that do other technologies that we don't keep in house for full time need. But we're also technical partners with I don't know, about a dozen marketing companies across the country. That is where they do the graphical design, and then we come in behind them and actually have implemented some systems for them. In particular, VML out of Kansas City, Daytran Media out of New York. We've worked with Happy Cog, and also a few more that I can't think of. A couple out of Atlanta and Denver. So basically, what the types of software and technology we've worked in: PHP, Zen Framework. We do mobile development, and then, like I said before, with the C++, and EXE and embedded application development. But a lot of what we do, like I said, is in PHP and Zen Framework. If you don't know what Zen Framework is, it's zend.com. It's basically just a framework, much like .NET is for Microsoft technologies. Zen has brought some level of architecture to PHP, and we've taken that and extended it. And I'll explain more about that here a little later. But for websites, what we do, a lot of what we do is in WordPress these days. That is our weapon of choice. We are also experts in Drupal and Joomla and Expression Engine as well, but we choose WordPress most of the time just by the mere nature of the work we're doing. We do HTML5 development, CSS3, which means basically it will work on an iPad, it will work on Android devices right out of the box. We don't pigeonhole ourselves. We don't do Flash development, and then we try to use all the latest technologies that are working in all modern browsers. Responsive design, we've been able to not just make things happen on different size screens, but we actually do the responsive design based on, like I said, on those agencies that we work with that require a specific look and feel to when it works on a mobile device versus when it's working on a desktop device. We build the application once, or the screens once in the CSS, and actually make it behave correctly on the different size viewports that you're seeing. A lot of stuff we do is in JavaScript, including Ajax and JSON objects. That is technical terms for pushing data back and forth. We like to load data into the browser and have the user react with it or interact with it, filtering it without having to go back to the server, so we can have a more responsive feel to the applications as they're working. And then we're very good at SEO. We do a lot of e-commerce based sites for several different companies that we've optimized their SEO for several different verticals. Okay, so let me just kind of run into a list of kind of featured companies that we've got. Just kind of overall, we've worked with Maybelline, Arm & Hammer, 3M, McGraw-Hill, the United Nations, Harvard, Earth's Best, American Red Cross. Probably a lot of these companies you've heard of, and I'll show some examples of some of this work. But basically, what I'm trying to show here in the list of featured clients is that we have a wide variety of things that we do for all kinds of different things. So it's probably best to just call us and talk to us, and we'll tell you if we can or cannot do something. We're working with some local companies here. The University of Missouri, Diamond Pet Food is a global pet food manufacturer. Damon John of the ABC's Shark Tank show. We've worked with him and several of his companies helping out with web design and such. Large insurance companies, large software companies, global product companies as well. And here's some more local organizations. Just wanted to show that we kind of do. We work with banks, hospitals. We work with secure data, and the likes on several different levels. And happy to talk about those in detail with you. And we do a lot of e-commerce as well. These are just types of systems out there that e-commerce related or catalog related or something like that related properties. Soccer Pro, we helped another company here in town with that. We've also helped Army Gear, Graf & Sons, and Midway, and Sigma Aldrich is a chemical company out of St. Louis. We helped them with the cataloging system that they use globally to print off thousands and thousands of catalogs for all of their clients. So basically, why should you choose Delta? We have certified developers. We have certified developers in PHP and Zen Framework. We have the most PHP and Zen Framework certified developers of any state in the Midwest that we can find, all organized into one little company here. We are user interface, user experience, software as a service, and database experts. I know there's a lot of acronyms there, but we're also acronym experts, I guess. But happy to explain in detail what each one of those means. But basically, we could build you a software as a service where people just log in and create accounts and start using them right away. Credit card enabled and all of that. We do that all the time. So we use what we build. So far we built 3 software as a service applications for ourselves for internal use. Do-Gooder is a volunteer management system. FestMaker is a festival management system for film festivals, beer festivals, all of that. Those two are in startup mode, and we're actually actively building out a client base. If I switch over to those websites real quick. We'll see if I switch over to that. Let's see, there we go. Here's FestMaker. Again, just kind of a venue scheduling, everything you need to manage your own festival. And then we've also got Do-Gooder, which is a volunteer management system for handling all the volunteers that you need for a myriad of different organization needs. So we've got Silver Docs, True False Film Festivals, United Ways, and the likes. So okay, we also are hosting experts. We have 23 clouds. Currently, we host several hundred domains, everything from WordPress systems to Zen Framework systems to Drupal. We use dedicated servers at Rackspace, virtual dedicated boxes at GoDaddy, Rackspace, Linode, and we used to have some stuff at Media Temple, but I think we got rid of that. But anyway, we're very happy with cloud-based solutions and comfortable with cloud-based solutions as well. We can move WordPress systems from server to server without even taking them down these days, and have helped some very large companies do just that in our recent history. So we make smart and pretty web applications. I used to say that we used to make smart web apps, but we didn't make them very pretty. And my staff actually, during one of our internal exercises, said to me that we needed in-house graphic designer, and I didn't really think we needed one, frankly, and because I thought we made very nice sites that kind of spoke for themselves. But when it was brought to my attention that we're making awesome houses, but we're doing a terrible job with paint, the paint job, that really kind of detracts from the whole thing. Then we found some extremely talented developers, and designers, and brought them in, and haven't looked back. We're extremely pleased with their work and how they've buddied right up with us, and really have completed the puzzle of allowing us to provide very nice looking solutions at the same time that we're producing very nice back-end development of database systems. So we also play nice with others, and I know that sounds weird, but there's not a lot of egos here, so we're very happy to work in the background, in the shadows, with large agencies. We're also happy to take point with very large companies as well. So we've also been the bridge of reason between IT departments and marketing departments that don't see eye to eye. We can also navigate the what should I say this, the culture of no that we usually see in IT departments, where they say, they should just answer the phone with saying no, instead of just answering the phone with, how can I help you? So we're very good at bridging those divides and helping people come together to provide answers and solutions. So let me talk a little bit about our process and how Delta does things. We're an agile development philosophy. We do all of that. I don't want to get into detail about agile and how that works, but we do things like pair programming, hallway testing. We basically, when people say there's a system ready, we send it out, everybody beats that up, and we go through a development cycle. We do sprint developments in weekly bursts or monthly bursts, depending on what we need to do. And then we take a phased approach to the whole thing. We do a specification, then we do the build out, then maintenance, and then phase next. And so basically, if we get the whole picture in the very beginning, then we're able to take a phased approach to that. Say, okay, well, what works for phase one? What works for the amount of money that we've got budgeted, and then let's talk about what's a nice to have, what we really don't need until the next phase. And so we could spread that out until the next year. We could also balance needs of small companies, small startups, and the likes, with what you're going to need when you scale and get huge. What do we do when we have 300,000 people using the system, whereas today we have 30, and then we're able to anticipate those types of needs, but give you right size solutions and stuff within budgets for that. The specification is the most important thing of what we do. Firstly, the point here of our specification process is that we come up with a proposal, and then we actually have a schema. Once the proposal for a phase one is approved, basically we start working on the schema, which is a database, the plan for the database, and then we work on what we call the user interface flow diagram. So what we'll do is we'll actually produce a document that actually says, hey, these are how all these screens interact and how they talk to each other. And and then we'll actually design those out and get those approved by the customer. And so basically, at the end of our specification process, what we end up with is here's the database, and then here's all the screens designed, and they're JPEGs or PNG files, and we basically have the full plan of what we can do. So basically, we're ready to build the house. Here's all the blueprints on how to build that house and move that forward. And then that's great for clients that need to go and get that approved by their board of directors, or they need to go get funding from investors, or they need to get a technology committee to sign off on that. Everybody's able to look at very nice screens and understand and discuss features on how they're going to work, and then to talk in detail about how that database works. And again, let me show you real quick kind of what we do for what you get from a schema. Okay, here's the schema we have built out for our EasyTRC, which is a contract management system that we're using with chambers of commerce across the United States. This is all done reverse engineered through Visio. Just want to show you that and again, we don't really care what technology people are using. This just happens to be in PostgreSQL. We're also experts in MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, and Microsoft Access. But basically, we know how to build databases and use relationships in those databases to allow for database integrity, and also at the same time to require fields. We're not just throwing data in there, and we're not going to end up with orphan data. So we've got a lot of different methods to combat that and actually make the system work correctly. So proper tabling and I feel that the development of a database is the foundation, again, for with this house analogy. If the schema is built right, then the system just kind of flows from that proper design. So if we have a properly designed database, then developers have to work on this database, and then that makes them better developers because they're able to actually go out and use the system the way they're supposed to be built, cross-referencing tables, lookup tables, all of that, listing things out, making things correct is a great way to go. Built into all of our systems, we actually have several different data tables that actually for logging and caching and the like. So we actually have these gray tables here on the left for session management, and then logging of events, and then the severity of those events. So we know if the system has an error or crashes or whatever, that we're actually recording all of that information. Then we also have several tables that record user-related information. Here's the user table, and then the security levels. We know when people log in, we know when people log out, we know when people are touching something or viewing something. We could do all that type of level of access and reporting in the system. Reporting also is another thing that we do, I think, very well, and all varies by the solution we're trying to figure out. But again, this is what we're trying to do with that. So there's the schema. So let me show you what we do on the front side on a user interface flow diagram. Okay, here's one we just did recently for Acculon Systems. This is a lawn care quoting system that works nationwide. Basically, it has millions of households across the United States in it, and you could type in your home address and actually get a quote for someone to come out and mow your lawn in there. So what we've done here is this is the entire diagram. We kind of have a provider hub, access, administrative areas, all the green areas. I mean, there's a progress indicators here in the upper right. As we've come to the end of this, we can kind of show the client, hey, this is where we were and this is what was going on that. We've got all kinds of processes when you're signing up as a new company, and then how that validates against credit cards, emails that go out based on that sign-up process, how forms are related. I know it looks a little complicated, and what does this all mean? It's like, well, here we actually go back and you can click on any one of these and you actually go to some of these forms. This form was, they're saying they wanted their homepage to kind of look like this homepage. That's great, so we actually added that feature functionality in there. So we actually have other individual forms that we took from their existing system and actually improved the look of that. So this is one that actually is designed with the new look and feel, and so we're able to proof that out for them so they could say, yes, we approve of that design, and go from there. So they've got other areas that they wanted spec'd out in that process. Then there's areas that we just we take the emails, basic information. This is kind of what we want included, but again, not fully flushed out. But we get an idea for the blueprint again on how we're gonna make that all happen. So some of these other screens are simply just shots off of whiteboards. So let me see if I can find one of those. Yeah. So let me let's see here, form. There, sign up form. So basically, if we sit down and we sketch things out, we don't necessarily need to flush this out, but we know exactly how it's going to look. So again, we all have an idea what's coming into the system when we're building it out. But we use this as a two-step thing. Make sure every feature is there before we sign off and try to give you an estimate on how much to build the system out, and then at the same time, but allow to communicate back what we're going to do with that. So again, here's an area of the admin screens that we have. Whoops. Here's an area of the admin screen, so I want to make sure everybody understands what this is going to do and look like, and all of the information that they're looking for is included. And then obviously some wording added here to make sure we're adding filters, etc., for the proper information. So again, this is a fully designed element, so we can actually cut this up and actually make this part of the application when we build it out. So we've got several different things we can actually do based on that. So again, basic text, other areas as well. So okay, so that's kind of what we do from the interface flow diagram. So that's the descriptive detail. We can also detail business processes, again, security documents, whatever we need to do. So that's kind of our process. Okay, so the last part of our discussion here, I appreciate you hanging with me here through this. Want to show you some live systems that we've been working on to give you a kind of feel of the scope of what we do as well. So we actually build things in Zen Framework. Like I said, we've actually extended Zen Framework. We actually call it Delta Zen. We've actually extended the framework and into areas that allows us to do stuff like this. That actually has pass holder information, dashboarding information. All of this is again in HTML5. This isn't Flash or anything like that. Excuse me. And also happens in real time updates on what you're seeing on the screens. So we've got a lot of screen development that we've done. I'm going to show you those in a bit, but there's really nothing that we haven't been able to tackle. Kind of everything that's thrown our way, we're able to rise to the challenge, and we're happy to discuss your project in detail to see how we can help out. So one more word about Delta Zen and what that concept is. It's Zen Framework plus all of our vast extensions and development basically allows us to provide a richer web experience and a lot of stuff out of the box, so we can focus time and energies and monies on building out features, not basic login screens and I forgot my password functionality. That's all kind of built into our stuff. We spent thousands of development hours on this. We have 4.6 experts on staff. 4.6 I say because we have a couple that are still actually being certified, that which they're well on their way towards. Actually, I think that's 5.6 now that I look at that. We have we have 5 certified now, so I need to update this. This is we've got a lot more than that as well. So let me hop over to a browser and show you kind of what we're working on there. Okay, so there's the do-gooder thing we were talking about earlier. So Missouri School of Journalism. This is a web design that was built by VML, and then we actually built it out in WordPress. This is all custom post types in the backside. We built a custom post type generator for WordPress. Everything you're seeing here is all in WordPress. All of this information, there are thousands of documents in here managing all this. This entire carousel here is completely managed by that. All of this is assembled. None of this is Flash, as you can see when I right click on it. Google loves this type of information, drilling into each one of these things. And then we've got a lot of detailed information in here. Faculty, like here's the faculty books section. Everything kind of cross references into each other. So here we've got Brian Brooks is one of the guys that wrote this book here, telling the story. But when I click on Brian Brooks, that actually links back to his profile. And it's got a lot of details about him. His profile is all of his contact information, and then when you actually go and show books, related articles, all this stuff links together in the back side. So and again, a design by VML that we've actually implemented here at Delta Systems. So McGraw-Hill Connect, we actually just put this one live with HappyCog out of Philadelphia. The guys there did an amazing job with this design, and really have just knocked the ball out of the park. We actually helped bring this thing to life and actually put in a lot of the interactivity you're seeing here, as well as the all WordPress, a lot of custom work done with custom post types to allow them to get exactly what they needed. They have hundreds and hundreds of products listed in here. So if you go into I don't know, accounting, you actually see this accounting section, and then you've got the actual products area, and then you've actually got the books. And so each one of these is a custom post type. You can request access to get that information for this in their product. All of this information again being pulled from the backside. These features can be included in multiple products, etc., etc., etc. Case studies, again, another custom post type that we pull in as well. And then just so you see it, which I can, if I resize this, if I go to let me go to the home page, show you what's going on here. There we go. A completely responsive design. So as you scale things down and view them on tablets and smaller things, you see that it starts laying out in a different way. We helped work on that as well. So again, there's columns disappearing, showing up as in a different way there as well. So let me resize that back out to where it needs to be. Okay, so that's McGraw-Hill's Connect, which I think they're going to do pretty well. Little publishing company out of New York. Shark Branding. This is Damon John's property. This is Damon John. Damon John, you may recognize him. He's the founder of FUBU, the FUBU For Us By Us clothing company. He's also the CEO, or I'm sorry, not the CEO of Fubu, but he's also on Shark Tank, on the show on ABC with a few other venture capital people. This is a graphic design that came to us through one of our partners out of New York, and we improved upon it a little bit, and launched this again, another WordPress site. BC Baseball. This is a local baseball league that is here in Columbia, Boone County. This is an interesting blend of product because we've got WordPress on the front side, but a Zen Framework application on the back side. So everything you're seeing here is managed by WordPress, but when you actually go into the back side and you look at these stories or you learn about these events, you actually go and actually hop over to the Zen Framework side of things, because now we allow them to actually log in and sign up for tournaments. You go to join tournaments and embed all that. So we do Google Map integration as well. So here you'd actually log in and track your team and manage your team. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but just kind of wanted to show you how that works. And you've got all these other teams that are signed up against you in a ball league. And so if you wanted to sign up, it looks like as soon as they get some people signed up in those age groups, they can talk about that and go from there. So they've got an online store embedded as well. So we've got all kinds of different things here for that. So, oh, good. There's no products. Well, that's a bad example then. Aculon Systems. This is the system I showed you a little while ago. Again, a WordPress, a blend of WordPress, as well as logging into the backside. You've got Zen Framework application in the back, and so we actually go in and we actually see the dashboard of service providers. This is the demo system, what's going on, and you can click through all of this information. And actually, if you go into one of the providers, you can actually use the system as one of the providers. We've got a lot of test systems and stuff like that in here, but if I actually went into one of these and actually expanded on that and actually said view their dashboard and how they see it, and then this is their dashboard. Again, all Zen Framework and PHP development going on here, billing activities, services they offer, and then how many zip codes have been searched, how many they're signed up for, and then statistics, how many they've got searches going on. This is all done in Canvas and HTML5. So again, this works on an iPad, Android, mobile phones, etc., etc., etc. So a lot of filtering capabilities, seeing the detailed quotes for people coming in here as well. So we're really proud of this one. I think this is really has done well, and I think that product is going to just take off there. So Aegis National Title Insurance. This is a system we built for a title insurance company. If you've got if you own a home, you have a title to that house. It says you own the land. Well, there's insurance that proves you actually own that land. This is a system for handling all of that. Oops. If you log into this system, you can generate policy jackets, multiple states, really advanced kind of stuff that kind of revolutionizing this entire industry. We're actually in the middle of building out a new version of this with a little more advanced, a little nicer looking interface than this, but basically everything you need to run a title insurance company right out of the box, and completely web-based. It's really helped them cut down on fraud completely, and so there's instant billing capabilities. If you go into one of these reports and actually show you one of these, let's see if I can find, since we're in this test system, I don't really know how old we've got data. There you go. If you view one of these, if you view one of these policies, well, of course, hold on. There we go. Sorry, I was in the development system, and so obviously I had a little problem there. So so here, basically it's a PDF generation with dynamic data being filled in, and then you go down here and the entire policy, and then we actually have a kind of revolutionary thing in the industry here is that they've got an integrated invoicing at the very end of that thing, and all of the description of how much the title fees cost and the split rates for all of that, and how much they're going to make off of that, and how much they owe back to the title insurance company. So okay, we also do very simple websites. Again, this is a WordPress site for the Assistance League. It's a charity here and locally. What else do we do? Here's a local pizza company that we helped here recently. They're expanding out. The important part I wanted to show here was that we do a Google Map integration with that. Here's their delivery areas for that. AirPlay Direct, we do several different things with this company. The current system, we did some customizations on a platform for them, and then we've got some additional work in the future, I hope, that help them grow even from where they are now. They've got tens of thousands of artists on this thing. It's just really amazing what they're doing. Blue Cherry, again, this is a whole WordPress type system. We've got this integrated with several different plugins. You've got the Olark and some Zendesk and all kinds of different things that we've integrated into that system. So kind of wanted to show kind of how we can branch out into several different plugins. This is kind of a very plugin heavy website. Again, we don't really feature plugins in what we do, but again, if they want it, the client wants it, then that's what we do. Boone County ham, very important that you have a ham website in every demo that you do. I think if you want to order some ham, go out to boonecountyham.com and get that. I included this one because we actually won some awards for this. That A, why do you not like ham? And B, it's very cool features on how this worked. It seemed to make a lot of impressions. And again, this is a WordPress site using one plugin I think for the form, but everything else is actually directly, the order forms and everything is all run directly within WordPress. So bridalshoes.tv. This is a website that we actually did some very advanced filtering here for video filters. As you select these categories and these designers, there's actually a whole set of filters that start showing up here. So if I say platforms, if I go down here and I start let me uncheck that one. There we go. So now I've got platforms, pumps, heels. I want sparkly shoes. That starts filtering these out. If I want 1 inch to 2 inch, see, I don't know the difference in shoes. I can't have a platform that's 2 inches, so I need sparkly shoes. So anyway, it's basically filtering all of these videos out based on a filter on the left here. So you also see those on Amazon and a lot of other things as well. But Callaway Bank, just show that we do secure sites. I'd love to talk to you about this in detail, but don't really want to share here kind of how we help them with their security. But this is again another WordPress site that we did all of that. We did not do other online banking, but we did the front side stuff for them. The Honor Flight, Central Missouri Honor Flight, this whole concept is they take World War II veterans and they take them to the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. for a day. Very proud to be able to help these guys out with that, with the full custom design. These are all pictures that the customer uploads themselves after each one of these flights. This flight just happened, I think, 4 or 5 days ago. So they're able to put all that information in without even having to call us. And so very happy to be able to help them out as well. Again, local restaurants. This site I wanted to include. We've got mobile features based on the site. This is just one of the designs we've done for them as well. Diamond Pet Foods dealer locator, Google Map integration on dealer locators. We're very good at this as well. We've done this several times. I think I have that further down the stack in what we're doing for a hair care company as well. EasyTRC's contract management system we built completely in Zen Framework, manages contracts, tracking systems for dozens of chambers across the United States. That's one of our internal products that we've got running, and again, happy to talk about that in detail as well. This is one of the login forms for that for each campaign. Each campaign in each city has their own Waco. Just crushed one of their goals, so very cool. We did a Facebook integration with that as well. Eldon School District, this is an interesting one because it's a WordPress instance that allows each one of the schools in their school district to manage their own website. But they all have the same, they all log into the same system, but under each one of their logins, each one of the schools manages their own content. So you see here there's district level news, but then lower than that you actually have school specific news and then school specific events at each one of those under there. So the Eldon Middle School here has their own site, but then you see middle school news as well. But again, they all can put up their own images, put up their own calendars of information, and manage their own stuff in that way. So Equinosis is a very interesting horse tracking, horse lameness detection system that's revolutionizing that. It's the #1 ailment in horses, and we've helped with an embedded application that runs on a tablet as an EXE and actually takes sensor readings off of the horse in real time and then analyzes it in real time and then says where the horse is having an issue. If the horse, when they're galloping or running, they're pulling back on one of their limbs. So what else we got? So I'm going to run through the rest of these really quick because I'm running out of time here, but I think you kind of get the point. But we help the Central Missouri Food Bank, again, a WordPress site. GME Supply. This is a e-commerce system that we've customized and SEO'd the heck out of. You can products. Iyengar Yoga. This is a yoga association, International Yoga Association. We did a membership management system for them, teacher finding, KIP for certification levels, all of that built in there. Iconic Health, Home Psych, we actually improved upon some work done from some other companies and actually came up with this medical and medication prescription pad. What drugs are you on? A lot of interactivity on this, prescribing medications, designs, and all of that. And we also, this is the mobile app. We actually did an Android-based. If you gave it to, they gave it to their patients, and so they said, "Hey, do you have an ADHD scale? How are you doing? What's your scale today?" And then they want them to do surveys several times throughout the day. So we did a mobile application for that. The Laboratory of Applied Ecology is basically the Department of Ecology for Benin and Africa. We helped them out. Lemon Tree again is a hair care facility in the Northeast, and again integrated mapping. We did all of this. Again, this is all in WordPress, but they can manage it all themselves. Media Outlook, again, another Google Map integration with some real-time statistics and information of statistics coming in from their systems to tell us exactly what's going on. This is the TVs that are on top of the gas pumps, so basically what that's for. Missouri Business Alert, news aggregation service for across Missouri. They basically take a lot of, this is again the journalism school, how they're bringing in a lot of information from across Missouri. We helped them build all of this out. This is interesting because these are all the new articles that they're putting in the past few days. Just a lot of great work the guys did on this. Again, all WordPress as well. No Zen framework on that one. Missouri Repeater Council, all Zen framework. Basically, it's repeaters are how cell towers, but for shortwave radio, and how emergency services communicate with each other. Built a whole system for tracking that. Hopefully we can get that out to more states as this one has come online. We're actually going to help revolutionize how they communicate with each other. Again, some more websites that we've done. Not sure why I included that one. We do online billing systems for a public water supply system. We basically they have an integrated system, but we put the web portal on the front side so you could see how much your water bill is and pay it online. The system they're using did not allow for that. We helped another local company do a personal financial management system. This was designed by someone else, but we went in and actually built in the backside of the system on how you want to. It's basically like Mint.com. This company, it was called I Ask Emma. Unfortunately, it's out of business right now. I don't think they ever got funding, but that wasn't because of us. Anyway, lots of different calculators and life insurance and money related things there. Society of American Business Editors and Writers, we did their online contest management system. So basically you could submit contest information. We also did their membership management system on this as well. We do several online contest management systems as well for a myriad of different things. Shelter Insurance, we did their Agent Business Center. This is awesome because they've got thousands of agents that are out there, and actually, they want to order new brochures, they want to order business cards, they want to order all of that. They can do all of that within the system here. If they want to go into an agent, they're an affiliated agent, and then they actually need to be able to customize that. So they've got ones with pictures, ones without pictures, how much they are, if they're available in stock. It's not necessarily e-commerce, it's basically order fulfillment. Cool part about this is you have to edit your profile before you can order this product, because I need to fill in all of this information. So I need to give you, and again, we've kind of customized it out and what can go in a specific field and what can't. And again, this is all, as you see, in kind of you can change all of this around, and that's how the card would actually be told to the printers on what they can do. Blank lines, no blank lines, all of that here. So again, very interactive system there as well. Steelhead Entertainment, this is a system that was also built on a third party. This is just a design that we slapped onto the front of another system. This is for heavy metal bands in the New Jersey area. They actually have featured artists and shows and all of that in that system as well. We love this design because we got to use flames and skulls, which is always fun. And then Columbia Business Times, again, another this is a WordPress system. They have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of articles. They used to be a newspaper that came out every other week. Now they're a magazine that comes out once a month. However, when they made that transition to this new thing, we didn't lose any of the archives. So we've got all of these issues, all of the back issues, on and on and on and on. So when you could search the entire system for any of this and get all of their information. Google loves this site. We also are good at making this a Google News listed site and the likes. So, and I think I already showed you Do-Gooder and FestMaker. So that's everything. So anyway, that's a lot of news to get to you real fast, and I apologize for that, but happy to talk about this in any detail that you need to. I appreciate the time greatly, and I look forward to hearing from you. Again, it's Steve Powell with Delta Systems. Thanks so much.